Hey you guys, Lacey and Steve here from Duo Reacts. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching our video. We are watching Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Season 3, Episode 5. And this one is called Kissed by Fire.
Kissed by Fire?
I mean, you could kind of make the same argument for the last episode.
True that.
Somebody was kissed by fire.
Yep.
By dragon fire.
Yep.
So I had to wear my Targaryen shirt. It actually says, "I am not your little princess." And then signed Daenerys Targaryen. To pay respect to, you know, Dany and her power move that she just pulled. So,
oh, did she ever?
Did she ever? So great episode. I know you were liking that episode.
Heck yeah, I digged it. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah. So any indication as to what Kissed by Fire might mean?
Probably the Red Witch lady.
Okay.
She always had something to do with fire.
Yeah. Stannis
and the witch, maybe.
Okay.
Just guessing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have no way of knowing.
No, could mean 3-4 things.
Okay, so I do have one question for you from a viewer.
Okay.
Not really necessarily in relation to this episode, just in general. Mm-hmm. Anne Alive 5.
Anne Alive.
Wants to know. Let me just read it. Thanks for the great reaction video, as usual, Steve and Lacey. I would ask a first-time viewer of the show at this point, if you could have any spoilery answer to any question, what would you ask? Example would be, would you want to know the fate of any particular character by season 7? Obviously, it's not going to be answered, but
right.
Just hypothetical.
Okay, so that's a good question, and I have an answer already.
Okay.
I want to know all about Jon Snow and where he fits into the grand scheme of everything that's going on and where his character is going to end up.
Okay.
I don't feel I've been given enough of him to understand what his true...
like his purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
well, he's not a Stark because he's a bastard.
Right.
So he can't, he doesn't have any claims to anything.
Exactly. So where does he come in?
Right.
And it's got me perplexed. So
okay.
I would say if there's a character that I'm... of course I want to know how Arya is going to be, by then.
Right.
But probably the one that is going to keep with me is Jon Snow right now.
Okay.
Because he's one of my favorite characters. Don't know why, don't know how, but
I think maybe he reminds you of Ned. Maybe.
Maybe
in some ways. In some ways.
Maybe that's it. I don't know, but that was pretty easy to answer. I mean, for me, okay. And I hope I answered that right.
You have kind of a question mark as to what's his
purpose.
What's his thing gonna be throughout the show? Basically.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. Definitely a good one because he's going to
you've got all these things going on.
Wildlings and now it's kind of like all over the place and we don't really know what to think. But yeah, I do have another question but I'm going to ask you that after the episode. So okay. Are you ready to watch Kissed by Fire?
Kissed by Fire, episode 5, season 3.
All right, here we go.
Where is that?
That was a new place. You noticed it. It's called Yunkai. Across the narrow sea.
Lord
Vader,
cast your light upon us.
Lord of light, defend us!
Luke, I am your father.
Show us the truth. Strike this man down. If he is guilty, give strike.
We know Hound don't like no fire. I mean, is that a fair fight?
Oh, does he know about the fire?
And he just kind of like made that fire.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah.
With his blood or something? Yeah. It's weird.
Cutting that freaking hand off. You just slice him.
He sliced straight through that sword.
Lord, cast your light upon this man, your servant. Bring him back from death. Lord,
Fire! Don't!
Looks like that god likes breathing more than your butcher's boy.
he will. But not today.
What in the hell just happened?
Guess we'll have to find out.
He was dead.
He was definitely dead. I mean, he was sliced straight through.
What you know?
There are 4 to a patrol. 2 builders to check for structural damage.
I like you, boy. But if you lie to me, I'll pull your guts out through your throat.
1,000 men.
I'll pull your guts out through your throat.
We'll find out soon enough.
I seem to owe me a debt.
Give it back!
Oh, I stole it. It's mine. You want it? Come steal it back.
They remind me of teenagers, like, flirting with each other, like, in school or something. Hey, you stole my hat. Come get it. You know what I mean?
Is all right? You still a crow? It's time you proved yourself.
See, I knew it.
We swore some vows. I want you to break them. I want you to see me.
Well,
Come
okay.
with me.
Go ahead, John.
I mean,
We should.
Sure.
yeah, you probably should.
Wild thing.
Why are you still dressed? You know nothing, Jon Snow. Huh?
Huh. You know something.
Oh, man.
That thing you did with your mouth. Is that what lords do to their ladies in the south?
I don't know. I just wanted to kiss you there is all. You seem to like it.
I liked it so.
She's like, yeah, I liked it.
It's been no one else. Only you.
I'm made.
They had something for each other.
I was a man of the
Can't
night's
fool
watch.
the old man here. Shit.
You knew that the first time she came on, first time we saw Egret.
Just a boy. He came trading with his brothers. He had red hair like me, kissed by fire. He was weak. Not like you.
She just said kissed by
That was the
fire.
first one. Then there was this then boy. Spoke no common, but God, he was burnt like a lamp.
Yeah, thanks. I think I've heard enough.
Yeah, well,
You best get back. Come on.
I suppose it could be argued that Jon was just kissed by fire.
Don't believe you.
true that.
I don't ever want to leave this cave, Jon Snow.
Don't like them words.
You don't like those words?
She's gonna dead.
I want my gold. Lord Bolton, I give you the Kingslayer.
Pick him up, love.
Oh, is that the first time we heard his name? Lot?
You've lost a hand.
No, my lord. He has it here.
Take this away.
Send it to his
Yeah.
father.
You'll hold your tongue unless you want to lose it. Set her free.
Apologies, my lady. You're under my protection now.
Thank you, my lord.
Find suitable rooms for our guests. We'll speak later.
Lord Bolton. Is there word from the capital?
You haven't heard? Stannis Baratheon laid siege to King's Landing, sailed into Blackwater Bay, stormed the gates with thousands of men. And your sister. How can I put this? Your sister is alive and well. Your father's forces prevailed. Sir Jaime isn't well. Taken to Cardin.
The corruption has spread. I fear it must be cut away. The safest course would be to take the whole arm.
It's infected.
And you'll die. Hello, Maester. What's your chain?
The Citadel stripped me of it. They found some of my experiments too bold. I can leave you out, or I'll make the cut at your end.
I don't need my right hand to kill you.
I can take away the rotting flesh and try and burn out the corruption with boiling wine. With any luck, that will suffice. You'll need milk of the poppy.
No milk of the puppy.
There will be pain.
I'll scream.
Quite a bit of pain.
I'll scream loudly.
Does no one believe in drinking the milk of the poppy? They just like me. I'd be drinking it.
I would be like, knock me out.
Fucking late a lot of ways.
No, you're fine.
I could hear him clear at King's Landing.
Lord Baelish.
Your Grace.
Wonder if I might. Have you lost your mind? I mean, the Lannisters find this place. You think they'll spare the Smiths? They'll cave your head when you're in hammer.
Lannisters wanted to kill me long before I joined the Brotherhood.
You don't have to do this.
want to. They need good men.
Robb needs good men too. We're leaving tomorrow. And then
What? Serve him? I've served men my entire life. I served Master Mock at King's Landing, and he sold me to the Watch. I served Lord Tywin at Harrenhal, wondering every day if I'd get tortured or killed. I'm done serving. I've never had a family.
I can be your family.
You wouldn't be my family. You'd be my lady.
Stop! Is this a rescue? Lannister! How did you do anything? How does this boy swim?
What in the hell?
Bring them in.
I don't.
Those were the two Lannister boys.
Yeah.
That they had captive. And that's Lord Stark. The one that Jaime killed his son.
Is that all of them?
It's treason to free your enemies. In war, you kill your enemies. Did your father not teach you that, boy? Leave him.
I don't know why I found that funny, but he was
He
like
did.
freaking.
Leave me to the king. He wants to give me a scolding before he sets me free. That's how he deals with treason. I, king in the north. What should I call him?
What was he supposed to do? Kill
The
his own
king
mother?
who lost the north.
Escort Lord Stark to the dungeon. Hang the rest of them.
Mercy, sire! I didn't kill anyone! I only watched for the guards!
This one was only the Watcher. Hang him last so he can watch the others die.
Please, please don't they made me do it! They made me! They made me!
Kneel, my lord.
Rekha Stark, Lord of Carhold. Here in sight of gods and men, I sentence you to die. Would you speak a final word?
Kill me and be cursed. You are no king of mine.
Well, he didn't take his mother's advice or his uncle's advice or his wife's advice.
Cersei, I have prayed day and night for you to come to me.
Lady, I'd like to come sooner. The battle.
I know of your troubles, my king. The Lady Melisandre has told me everything.
I've broken a sacred vow. I've sinned.
No.
I have wronged you. I have shamed you. The Lady Melisandre.
I know, Stannis. The Lady Melisandre has told me everything. No act done in service of the Lord of Light can ever be a sin. When
That's Stannis' wife, by the
Yeah,
way.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I wept with joy.
She wept with joy when she found out that he...
Oh, my sweet boys. Peter, Norma, Edric. I thank God every day for bringing Melisandre to us. She gave you a son. I gave you nothing.
That's not true.
So you've come to see her as well? There is no need. You must keep away from such distractions.
She's my daughter. I want to see her.
You are a king. You don't need my permission.
Yeah, so she a crazy bit.
The birds have scales and the fish take wing. I know. Oh, oh, oh.
Sure.
Father!
You've grown since I last saw you.
Mother said you fought in a battle. Did you win?
No.
Did the Onion Knight come back with you?
Sir Davos is a traitor. He's rotting in a dungeon cell for his crime.
There's another tub.
This one suits me fine.
I'm gonna get in with you.
Don't worry, not interested. If I faint, pull me out. I don't intend to be the first Lannister to die in a bathtub.
Why should I care how you die?
You swore a solemn vow, remember? You're supposed to get me to King's Landing in one piece. Not going so well, is it? No wonder Randy died with you going. I was unworthy, forgive me. You protected me better than that.
Don't you mock me?
I'm apologizing. I'm sick of fighting. Let's call it truce.
You need trust to have a truce.
I trust you. There it is. That's the look. Seen for 17 years and face up to face. You all despise me. Kingslayer. Oathbreaker. Man without honor. Robert Baratheon marched with the council after his victory at the Trident. But my father ran first. The whole Lannister army at his back, promising to defend the city against the rebels. He works rather better than that. It's never been one to pick the losing side. Told him nothing as much. I urged him to surrender peacefully. But the king didn't listen to me. Didn't listen to Varys and tried to call him. But he did listen to Grand Maester Pycelle. The gray-sucker cunt. You can trust the Lannisters, he said. The Lannisters have always been true friends of the crown. So, we opened the gates and my father sacked the city. Once again, I came to the king, begging him to surrender. He told me to bring him my father's head. Then he turned to his pyromancer. Burn them all, he said. Burn them in their homes, burn them in their beds. Tell me if your precious Randy commanded you to kill your own father and stand by while thousands of men, women and children burned alive, would you have done it? Would you have kept your oath then? First I killed the pyromancer, and then when the king turned to flee, I drove my sword into his back. I don't think he expected to die. He meant to. That's where Ned Stark found me.
If this is true, why didn't you tell anyone? Why didn't you tell Lord Stark?
Stark? You think the Honorable Ned Stark wanted to hear my side? He trusted me. Killed you the moment he set eyes on me. I wasn't right. Because the both judged life. I wasn't right.
The Kingslayer!
Jamie. My name's Jamie.
Onion Knight. Sir Onion Knight.
Princess. God, what are you doing here?
Ricordo un nuovo stato di prosi, espressi e ritorni. Denes, Gelmasmo, si teptas, si derfe.
Robert wanted her dead. Of course he wanted her.
I can't force them to meet us in the field. And I can't attack them where they're strongest. But I can attack them where they're not. And Casterly Rock can't run away. I'm going to take their home away from them.
Ooh, Robb's getting ideas.
Can you do it?
I need men to replace the Karstarks who marched home. There is only one person in this kingdom with that kind of army who hasn't already sided with the Lannisters. The man whose daughter I was supposed to marry. Walder Frey.
He's such a splendid fighter. Do you have any idea when we might?
What's she doing here?
Okay.
You'll be pleased to learn that after one conversation with the planetary,
We find Sansa Stark a different husband.
wonderful.
Yes, it is.
Ah.
You can't mean it.
Yep.
I can and
Yeah.
I do.
Joffrey has made this poor girl's life miserable since the day he took her father's head. Now she's finally free of him and you give her to me? That's cruel, even for you.
You intend on mistreating her? Tyrion will do as he's bid. As will you.
What do you mean?
You'll marry Sir Loras.
I will not.
The boy is heir to High Guard, and Tyrion will secure the North. You will secure the Reach.
No, I won't do it.
But you will. You're still fertile.
Bet you will.
Again and breed.
I am Queen Regent, not some brood.
You're my daughter! You will do as I command, and you will marry Loras Tyrell. And put an end to the disgusting rumors about you, once and for all.
Father, don't make me do it again, please.
Not another word.
My children. You disgraced the Lannister name for far too long.
Okay.
It's always summer under the sea. I know. Oh.
Yeah, what did you think about this episode?
It's a good episode. A lot of stuff going on. I mean,
Dialogue heavy.
yeah.
No really big wow moments, but very dialogue, like very pushing the story forward, I think.
Well, yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, the ending of the show, obviously, there's a plan in place that has to be worked.
Yep, we just found out Tywin Tyrion has to marry Sansa,
Yeah.
and Cersei has to marry Loras.
Yeah.
Do you think any of those are gonna happen, or
Well, Big Daddy said it's got to happen, but both of them weren't very happy about it.
neither one of them were happy about it? probably for totally different reasons.
But I'm pretty sure that whatever he says is...
I mean, he's Big Daddy Lannister. Lord Tywin. Can't really go against his wishes. But I do have a question for you in regards to this episode that many of the viewers have asked me to ask you. Brian Burton asked, Corey Gassaway asked, some others asked too, but it's all about the same thing.
Okay.
And Argus Strav, he asked as well. For after Season 3, Episode 5, the scene between Jaime and Brienne is one of my favorite moments in Game of Thrones. What do you think are Jaime's motivations now? Is he good, evil, or in between? Has your opinion changed about Jaime over time? And then the same question from Corey as well. What are your thoughts on that scene in particular and Jaime and his character?
Well, there was a lot going on in the tub, and it revealed that Jaime's intention was actually good.
With the Mad King situation.
Yes.
Right.
And obviously he killed the Mad King for the right reasons, because he was going to burn everybody.
Yep.
So Ned walks in, I'm assuming that's kind of what I took, and saw this, and he didn't think that Ned would believe him, correct?
He didn't think that Ned would care about his side of the story because
he's there to protect the king.
Because Ned is honorable and he takes his vows very seriously, and Jaime made a vow to protect the king.
Well, exactly.
No matter what. And Jaime's basically saying, I believed I was doing the right thing by saving the entire city.
So now that everybody demeans him, and obviously it bothers him to be called the Kingslayer.
Right.
We can see that in the scene, very punctuated. He does not like to be called that. He wants to be called Jaime.
Yes.
And so after this happened, he just became the Kingslayer, and he's dishonorable and this, that, and the other.
Everybody looks at him as dishonorable. You killed your king that you vowed to protect.
Right. So, yeah, I could see where he's conflicted, because he's, in one hand, when he did the right thing, he got crucified for it. So now that he's crucified for it, you're stuck in one mode. You know, is he living out what his only card to play would be?
So you're saying everybody already everybody thinks I'm this dishonorable POS piece of shit. So why not just be that? Because that's what they all think anyway?
Kind of. Maybe not that easily.
Right.
Said like that.
Or maybe over time too. Who knows?
Right. So he was very, very revealing in that situation.
Very. Very revealing and very... It was a deep moment for him, because we don't see that too often.
Does that kind of answer the question, though, a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, do you think he's good? Do you think he's bad? Do you think he's in between? What are his motivations?
You know, his actions in Season 1 was obviously, to me, bad.
Well, they were, yeah.
Obviously, we know a little bit more about him now. Do I think he's good or bad? I can't tell you. I don't know if that's a stigma he can break, and, does he continue down the path of bad if he does get back with his family?
Right.
Or I just don't know. But
so maybe you're saying he's in between. Because he does bad things, but he also does good things.
Well, yeah, he definitely tried to do something good.
Right.
And he wouldn't be telling her that if... I just don't see him as a complete liar to her. So I do believe his story, and I do believe that his intentions was to save the people and do the right thing, in which he did.
Yeah.
So, no. Do I think he's all bad? No. Because obviously he's shown compassion to at least one person.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of save her from being
He
raped.
saved her from being raped.
And beaten
he
and whatever.
Saved the entire city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I guess I would have a case of the ass, too, if, you did something and you're thought of in one way, I guess. So,
yeah.
It's very hard for me right now because he's still tied to that family that's so evil.
Yeah.
So, his actions is really... His story isn't done being told. We're going to find out what exactly Jaime's all about realistically when he gets back.
Okay.
Fair enough, I think.
Yeah, okay. That's definitely fair enough.
If he gets back, I mean...
If he gets back, if or when, or...
I'm assuming they're letting him take a bath or treating him decent, at some point that trade bait's going to happen and...
Maybe,
he's gonna end up,
I don't know.
I think he'll get back. I don't think he's going to stay there, obviously.
You think he'll get back with his family eventually?
Well, yeah.
In some way, shape, or form.
Seems like a pretty important character, in this whole slew of things that's going on. Brienne being there with him is a good thing.
I would agree.
So,
it seems to bring out the best in him.
And maybe that's what he needed all along, not to be around that.
Yeah, maybe he needs to be around somebody who has good morals, who is honorable, but also understanding. And I agree totally. And she brings out all those good things about him, and I think makes him kind of want to be that way a little bit more. I don't know, because right now he's like...
There's a lot of struggle going on with him right now.
Yeah.
Whether he's going to live, die...
We don't know. Yeah.
So... I'm assuming that... I don't think he's going to die. But, who knows. But from what I see... he's paid the price for his evil doing, even though I think pushing the kid out was pretty heavy. It's almost... it's almost punishable in my book to death, and if he wouldn't, he has a few problems going on, or
he's
issues,
very
but,
he's very complex for sure.
Right, but I can see a sliver of good.
Okay.
And maybe where he could
Seems like a lot of these episodes, like, for the past, 3 episodes or so, we've seen...
Well, they're definitely steering you.
Slivers of, okay, he's doing good, he's...
Even those conversations with her before he had his hand chopped off...
Yeah.
...were, pretty good.
Yeah.
And... I don't know.
He's interesting. He's a very interesting character, and let's hope that he makes it. At least survives.
Well, I think the Hound's pretty interesting too.
The Hound is a very interesting character because, he's pretty complex too.
Yeah.
He's kind of, you can almost parallel.
The only thing I have a question about is this guy dying so many times.
Oh, yeah.
And
Beric Dondarrion.
Yeah, this is weird to me.
Yeah, it's... basically what he's saying, the... Thoros of Myr, Man Bun.
Yep.
He says a prayer, or whatever, and the Lord of Light brings him back from the dead. And this is the 6th time, and he was going through all the times he's been killed.
Well, the weird thing is they fought, and you figure it's over, and all of a sudden he runs over to him and says things, and then the camera's kind of looking on the other things.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he sits up and he says...
and he's just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him go.
Yep. Because
and I didn't see any...
He won the trial by combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could tell you were like, what is happening? But
maybe I'm not supposed to know. I don't know, but there's got to be something.
I mean, that's something that's very, in this world, does not happen. Like, it's not a big thing.
Yeah, but why him? Why not Ned? Yeah. Why not? You know what I mean?
And that's a question, like, why is the Lord of Light, if that's a real thing or not, why is he being brought back?
Mm-hmm.
Like, does he have a purpose?
And who all possesses this ability? I mean, everybody? Or just certain...
Just him at this point that we know of. Just him. I think that...
well, that's a guy I'd want by my side.
Yeah, I think that's something, like I said, that is
pretty important
super
power
rare.
To have.
Yeah. You just... I'm going to say a few words and bring you back to life. So, but again, I don't think it's something that's super common. So it's something that not just anybody could do.
Right. Because they could have left him out of the thing and still let him go. And
oh yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think maybe we'll potentially learn more about that. Maybe to come. So
yeah. Because that left me clueless. I had nothing.
You're like, I don't know what to think about that.
I wasn't warned. I wasn't given any, you know what I mean?
Yep. You just thought he was dead and the Hound's free to go because he just won.
Yep.
So, a lot of things. Sansa is staying. And now... she's missing out on her chance, apparently, it would seem, to go get away. But, I mean, Littlefinger, I mean, is she really, like...
I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have let her go. Come on.
Well, I mean, we see that Littlefinger is the one that kind of constructed things a little bit in this episode, as far as he got that guy to hook up with Loras to get information.
Yeah, he did.
He found out that Sansa was supposed to marry Loras. He went and talked to Sansa. I feel like his conversation with Sansa kind of confirmed in his own head that, yep, this is true. Sansa's to be married to Loras. And then we find out that Tywin knows about it. So it seems like maybe, I don't know, but it seems like Littlefinger might have been the one to tell. But why would he tell Tywin if he was planning on whisking her away anyway? You know what I mean? What would it matter? Because now she has to stay there. I just feel like it'd be harder for him to just whisk Sansa away. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But it would seem that he's the one that told Tywin what the Tyrell's plans were. But, so, a lot of stuff happened in this episode. Very, very great scene, in my opinion, with Jaime and Brienne in that tub. It really broke down Jaime's character, I think, But yeah, I mean, that was really the only questions we had about this episode. So overall, I think it was a really good episode. Very dialogue heavy, but good dialogue, of course. Always good dialogue.
I wanted to see how Joffrey was doing.
Our king.
He's greatest.
No
one can make the crowd go crazier than that king.
I mean, that king will literally make a crowd rip people apart. Literally.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think it just seems like a very like building episode of what's going to come in future episodes.
Oh, for sure.
So
I'm sure there's a lot that's going to come out of this.
Yeah.
That's going to change for me. It's going to change for anyone that's watching the show. That's a great episode.
But
in that respect, we'll see where it all goes.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to find out along with you guys watching us. Steve, find out. You'll have to wait, but you will too. But thank you guys.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give us a like on this video. Leave your comments and questions below. And please subscribe if you're not already, and hit that notification bell to be reminded when we post up new videos. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Hope amazing happens to you. Peace out.